Hello everyone, welcome to another real estate video. This is Javier Vidana, the real estate YouTube guy in Phoenix, Arizona, helping you accomplish your home goals. Have you ever been looking for a house and you're starting to see, especially with all these wannabe investors and iBuyers out right now, that there's a lot of either remodeled houses or houses that needs work, right? So as a home buyer, you're naturally always looking at the remodeled houses, but really there's pros and cons to each. Maybe you're thinking about doing a fixer-upper because you think it'll save you money, or maybe you just want to get remodeled because you want to move in. Whatever the case is, today's video we're talking pros and cons for any home buyers out there or future home buyers that are thinking of the advantages of buying either remodeled or a fixer-upper. And for any home sellers out right now who are thinking, should I be remodeling my house right now? This video will also benefit you guys. So thank you so much for watching. And if this is the first time you're watching, welcome to the channel. We make weekly real estate education videos to help you accomplish your home goals. By the way, I started recently making a lot of printables to help you guys with your home journey. So my link is below. I've already started making a few extra more. So if you want some free printables to help you figure out your debt to income ratio, figure out your timeline, all you need is your name and email, and you get free access, baby. So let's get to it. So before you are even looking at remodeled houses or fixer-upper houses, let's establish this. Without a shadow of the doubt, you need to make sure that this house that you're looking at has the right location for you, the right layout for you, and the right lot size, or in this case, a yard. So what I mean by this is if you're looking at a beautiful remodeled house, but it's not in the right location, what are you doing? If you're looking at the right house that needs a fixer-upper and can save you a lot of money, but it's not the right layout or yard, what are you doing? Yes, you can change to knock down some walls sometimes, but a layout, the actual bones, for the most part, is probably going to remain about the same unless you're going to put some heavy money into it. Don't settle on these things because these are things that you can't add or remove. Let's start off by talking about what seems to be the easiest option is the remodeled houses. So first and foremost, what are remodeled houses? Remodeled houses are houses that either by the seller that's been living in the property for multiple years or by an investor that purchased the property cheap and are trying to make some profit. In the best case scenario, not only have they made it cosmetically appealing, but they've also hopefully fixed the major items like the AC, the water heater, the plumbing, the wiring. The perfect remodel will have new everything, remodeled everything, and it's just ready for you. If you're buying this type of property, you are paying top dollar. For some people, it's okay. For some people, it irks them. They're like, I need a deal. Even if it's $1 off, I don't care, I want a deal. Whatever the case is, you're buying this property at top dollar. This usually means there's probably less chances for you to negotiate, meaning that if they put it on the market and they put it for a right price, it's probably gonna sell pretty quick. It'll probably have multiple offers. There's usually a higher demand for these kind of houses because the majority of buyers just wanna buy a house under the pre-qualification, want it to look good, and they wanna move in and just not worry, right? So you're gonna have a lot more competition. So you're buying the house at the full potential of what it's possible. So meaning if you buy it, the only equity you're gonna get from it is the market. Like what the market is increasing the values of that neighborhood. If you buy a house that has a remodeled kitchen, you're not going to get more money if you decide to remodel the kitchen a different way. It was already a really nice looking kitchen. Just because you didn't like the color doesn't mean you're going to get the money that you put in to change the color. If it already has brand new flooring throughout the house and a brand new paint job, painting it or changing the flooring to what your needs are or your standards are is not really going to improve the value. The only value that's going to go up is if you make a major renovation, like you added a pool, if pools are of value in your neighborhood, or you added a room, something like that, or something major. Our next category is the fixer-upper. Now, when I mean fixer-upper, I don't mean a house that needs a lot of work that, oh gosh, you have to do a complete tear down to move in. I mean for like the traditional first-time buyer, a uglier house that maybe is a little outdated, that needs some work, that is not as nice to look at, right? So we're not talking investor terms fixer-upper. We're talking like it's ugly, but I can make it work fixer-upper. For this one, you will have some wiggle room for the price. I hope that you will, at least. If it's a really nice neighborhood, you might not be able to, but you should still be able to get it cheaper than a remodeled house. So a lot of times what happens is sellers maybe see a house in their neighborhood that's sold for top dollar, let's say, I don't know, throwing a number out there, 300, and that house was remodeled and ready to go, but the current house that they have is not so remodeled and it's not so ready to go, but they'll say, this house sold for 300, so I'm gonna try to sell mine for 300. under no circumstance should you pay $300,000 for that house. And what seems to be another good thing about this fixer-upper idea is that you're going to get benefited from two opportunities for equity here. Not only is the market going to be increasing the value of your house, hopefully, but you're also going to be seeing an increase of equity from the renovations you're doing. You know, maybe you're buying a house with ugly older flooring, needs a paint job, needs a new kitchen, the yard needs to be redone. Well, as you're doing this stuff, you're going to be seeing an increase of value. So it's not like direct dollar for dollar. So let's say your house, you bought it for $260, and there's a house that's remodeled that's sold on the block for, let's say, $290 that same month. Well, if the newer, nicer house had new flooring and new kitchen, and you spent, I don't know, let's say $10,000 to $15,000 on your house, making it like the other one with the newer kitchen and new flooring, well, now you've increased the value of your house by $30,000, because it's always depending on the comparables. Even though you've put $10,000, $15,000, you're actually increasing $30,000 value there. Now, you have to be very careful here because it doesn't always add up this way. So for example, if you decide to go put a $50,000 pool in the backyard, and there's a house similar to yours that sold with the pool for only $20,000 more that same month, well, then you didn't really add $50,000 of value, you only added about $20,000. So it's always depending on the area, and I hope that this house that you do live in, you're making remodels that are not necessarily just for the next buyer, but you're also making them for yourself, right? So you're getting two opportunities to build equity here. However, there's a downside to this. You need liquid money. So as soon as you close on the house, you get the keys, it is your baby. Well, if you need to do some work to make it livable, you need to pay to make that. You need to go and, you know, if the contractor's gonna charge you $8,000 to, I don't know, fix something, the pipes or the flooring or whatever, you need to have $8,000 ready. A lot of people are pretty expensed after they bought their house. So you need to have liquid money available quickly. And let's just say that you buy a fixer-upper that you could live in it and suck it up for a few months. Well, if you do plan on remodeling the kitchen, changing the flooring, making it look prettier and nicer, once again, you need liquid money. You need to make sure that you're either saving money or you're coming across money to put into the house. Now, here's a problem with this. A lot of home buyers don't come up with that. Let's just face it, life happens, you have a kid, you have emergencies that pop up. You know, let's say you get a bonus at work, you get a $1,000 bonus. What do people do with that $1,000 bonus? Do they put it towards their house that they've been living in it fine, it's just kind of ugly? Or are they gonna go save it or go on a nice vacation? Now, some of you might love doing that and they're gonna put it towards a house, but a lot of people will do the latter. They will go out on vacation, they will go enjoy it, they might go give it to their family members, help their mom out, their dad out. It's always a toss-up. So what happens most of the time is when you live in it and you think you're gonna start doing stuff and you think you're gonna start fixing it up and making it nicer, what ends up happening with that liquid money is you spend it on emergencies, on things like that. If you are the type of person that is handy, loves to work, construction, is, you know, whatever, I'm not that handy of a guy, hammers, screwdrivers, that's your thing, you love working on your house and you have the time on weekends, you're gonna have the liquid money available because you have really good and tight on your budget, then 100% a fixer-upper definitely makes sense. If you're the type of person that's not very handy, they're not gonna be hiring contractors, doesn't wanna get involved, or maybe just the type of person that doesn't necessarily live paycheck to paycheck, but whatever extra liquid money they have, they like to use it on their family, use it on other things, education, whatever floats your boat, then of course the remodeled option might make more sense. So what do I recommend? Well, once again, like I just said, do whatever feels right for you and what's better for your situation. However, what I have found in my experience is that if you find something in the middle with an original owner, or maybe an owner that's has had the home for a lot of years, that has maintained it really great. It gives you the impression and the illusion that it's been remodeled, but in reality, it's just been taken care of really great. You're not gonna run into hopefully a lot of big issues. They might not be selling it at top dollar, but they're not gonna be selling it super cheap as well. So those are the opportunities where you can maybe negotiate a little more and get it cheaper. These are also great opportunities because you can live in it fine and have a really nice house to live in, but over time, if you do come across with a little liquid money, you can definitely put it in the house. You're not paying top dollar for it, so you don't have to be worried about, you know, having the most expensive home in the block or having to contribute to that at least. And you kind of find a right balance of both. That's what my thoughts are, guys. I hope this video helps. You know, I understand that sometimes you guys just want to hear my opinion on things, so I hope that was able to help you understand. And thank you to Jose from Chicago. I was literally brainstorming wondering what video am I gonna make today? And he called me and asked me a great question about the same situation. And I was like, boom, thank you, Jose. I appreciate it, man. So if you're watching this, Jose, thank you so much for recommending this great video to me. And of course, once again, if you're looking for a realtor in the Phoenix, Arizona area, my contact information is below. If you're looking for free printables to help you with your home journey, that link is below as well at javiervidana.com/freebies, or go to my website, javiervidana.com, and click the freebies tab. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Any questions, comments below? Any questions, comments below? Any questions or comments, leave them below. You know I'm always here trying to read every one of them. And of course, the Home Goal Homies are here to help you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.